2012 called Vendetta, the latest from the Soska sisters, Jen and Sylvia, and they're here with us. They're Twisted Twins Productions. First off, welcome both of you. Now we'll go.
Sylvia.
Sylvia.
Jen.
Jen. That's right. I was kind of playing along. But anyway, first off, welcome. Thanks for being here.
Oh, thank you for having
Big
us.
fan of your work. Well, we have a friend here on staff that I talked to quite a bit about your work. I've seen a number of your movies and enjoy them. Very rare these days that you get those slasher movies that we all grew up on. So let's begin there. We'll talk about some of your stuff of the past. Let's begin there. Where does this love for slasher movies come from?
I blame my mom wholeheartedly. Yeah, she's a horror fan. She has this big collection of Stephen King novels, and we got her to let us read them. So yeah, she tricked us into reading at an early age.
Right.
And doing horror movies and watching horror movies, it always felt like girl time. So now every time we do horror movies, it's like me and my mom hanging out. Although I don't think the rest of the world might feel the same way. She's seen some of our films.
I've seen some of your films. They're a little for the older class.
Yeah, they're not really delicate.
No, not at all. You say in your bio specifically that Poltergeist was a big inspiration for you guys.
Oh yes, that was our first horror film, and when we saw it, we tried to be cool until it was bedtime, and then we just freaked out. And our mom did something that probably set us on the path always, is that she said that it was these people's jobs to scare us. We're like, whoa, that's a job? That's going to be my job. And it backfired because we wanted to watch everything gory, and then she was like, no, that's scary. Like, Mom, you said it was pretend.
Right, exactly. So how do you get to directing your first movie? Your first movie, Dead Hooker in a Truck.
Oh yeah, that's a family film.
Yeah, no, that's the name of it, but it's actually a very good, I've seen it, so I liked it.
Oh, thank you. Great taste in film.
I know, that's what I said too. So tell us, how do you get to that point where you're able to direct your first movie? Because is it a case now that women in horror or women in slasher films is not the norm?
It is very normal, but there isn't as much opportunity out there because it's just, there's a connotation that women don't like this kind of stuff. And the thing is, 60% of the audience for horror movies is female, so there's a big change happening. Dead Hooker in France, we just maxed out our credit cards and called it a bunch of favorites. We didn't know that making a movie was difficult, so we found out while making the movie, we're like, oh, this is a lot of work.
Right, so you call in friends, and anything you can come with, and then... Now it comes out and it does, people start to see it and it gets a bit of a cult following, and some big names, people in the horror industry said, this movie's unbelievable. So how does that make you guys feel? Do you think you were on the right track after that?
Oh yeah, it was incredible, especially when Eli Roth put his, support behind us, and that was back in the MySpace days, so I didn't really believe it was actually Eli Roth.
He did Hostel, of course. And, yeah. And so he liked it, and then he thought, okay, maybe we can do this continuing on. Then you have some more movies come out, of course, and the one I happened to just watch one day, American Mary.
Thank you.
I saw it on VOD, actually.
Thank you for checking it out.
So I paid for it, too.
It's very disturbing. A lot of people can't make it through American Mary. You're very brave.
I like slasher movies. I think they're fun to watch. So now we get to this new one, Vendetta, and you guys have an interesting connection with wrestling and the WWE. How did that all happen? And by the way, whenever wrestling's on, you should watch the Twitter account because you guys are
we just blow it up.
Yeah. So how does the WWE factor in all this stuff?
Well, we are diehard wrestling fans. The first wrestler I ever saw was The Undertaker, and then I just fell hopelessly in love. And we actually started watching when Kane, The Undertaker's brother, was introduced. So See No Evil 2 was our first film with WWE Studios, and it was with Kane, so that was a no-brainer for us. The thing is, we're huge fangirls, and we watched See No Evil 1 in the theaters, and we're like, oh, if I could make this movie, this is what I would do. And then years later, we actually got the opportunity to do that.
Now, do you have to pitch it to, who do you pitch that to, and how do they come to you? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, a couple of sisters in band.
It was American Mary. They had seen American Mary, and it was actually a director emergency because they were going to camera because the wrestlers only get so much time off. And they didn't have a director, and somehow we got a meeting, and we didn't think we were going to get hired. So we thought we were going to go to interview, and then the next day, we must have not messed up because they hired us.
Now, is it Vince McMahon that runs WWE? Is his thing, or no? Have I got the wrong?
I don't know. He runs the entertainment portion of it, like the WWE, but it's Michael Luisi who runs WWE Studios.
Okay, so they separate themselves. Okay,
Absolutely,
And I said to you earlier, I said I like Dean Cain, which is fun, but also these wrestlers are big people. Like they're made for horror movie type people.
They're action stars.
Yeah. And actors as well?
big show is so fantastic, but because they have to do everything in one take on the show to a crowd of thousands of people. So on set, you're kind of like, can you mess up so I can direct you a little bit? I feel kind of useless here.
That's great. So the movie comes out June the 12th, it's called Vendetta, and it's going to be, it'll be in some theaters, I guess, and also be on where can the people see it?
They can see it also on VOD, and it comes out the same day as Jurassic Park, so instead of dinosaurs, make sure that you see
Right.
kick some butt.
That's right. Well, you know what? It's a good idea to go after, big prey right off the bat, right?
Yeah. I'm not afraid. It's intentional. I'm sorry, Chris Pratt. No hate.
Yes. Have you guys anything in the works now? Are you working on your next project already, or just out promoting this one?
Well, we do have a new project, which will be our first one that we'll shoot in Los Angeles, and it's called Plastic. It's about a plastic surgeon that gets himself in a heap load of trouble.
Really? Oh, good. My goal is one day be in a movie with you guys. I think it'd be awesome.
Oh, there you go.
I want to be killed off in one of your movies.
Oh, you know what? That's so possible.
Okay.
I can make that happen.
Excellent. Look at that. It's all planned. Well, congratulations on your success. It's great. It's a good. You're Vancouver, and it's a lot of fun. You guys are great for the city. So
Thank
it's
you.
exciting. So again, it's called Vendetta. It's out on June the 12th. So check it out in theaters, or also on the VOD as well. All right, we're gonna head to traffic now. Amber.
Thanks, Steve.